here if you're watching us or listening to us, I should say, in the Hemet-San Jacinto area on AM 1620, then I want to tell you where else you can hear us. In case you're on a plane right now heading to Europe, you'll be able to hear us on satellite radio in Europe and even in parts of Africa.
And don't watch me chewing my gum right now. I'm going to spit it out.
Are you chewing gum? Man, I'm telling you, isn't that against the rules here? Where's the rule book?
We make our own rules, right?
Exactly. Hey, if you want to see our smiling faces, because they are smiling today, then you can, in Riverside County, California, you can tune in and watch us on Verizon Fios, Channel 45, or Time Warner Cable, Channel 26.105. And you can watch us anywhere in the world right now on smradio.org/YouTube. Or if you want to just listen to us anywhere and you want to just pull us up on your smartphone, go to smradio.org/audio and you can hear us live right now. So, Kobe, are you doing well today?
I'm doing fantastic, getting past this heat wave that we've had for the last couple of days, but it's been amazing. So
yeah,
I feel amazing.
Sorry about those of you up there still shoveling snow in Colorado or something. You've seen those pictures on Facebook.
I was going to say, are they still shoveling snow? I couldn't tell.
Some areas they got a picture of a couple in their bathing suits out in the snow with a barbecue going. They said, "Hey, it's May, we're having a barbecue."
Yeah, no, not my deal. You know, snow and me, we don't get along.
Don't get along well, huh?
Not at all.
Okay, all right. Well, we have. Hey, just to remind you about our website too. Go to smradio.org. And you can see all the archives of our show there. Well, some of them. Anyway, we're getting some more up there. And enjoy all of the great shows that we've had here. So we've got a great guest in studio today, don't we, Kobe?
Yes, we do. I'm excited because she also helps us out with the Saturday Morning Foundation. She's an excellent photographer. She's got great skills, and she's here to tell us all about that. Her name is Kristi Harris, and we're glad to have her here. How you doing today, Kristi?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing
good.
Fantastic.
Hey, it's great having you here. You know, we love we have about 28 volunteers altogether that help out with the foundation, the TV shows, and all the things that go on. And she captures a lot of the behind-the-scenes pictures that, especially the guys getting makeup on. Boy, that's the biggie. That gets shared all over the place.
He's the only guy that gets makeup on, guys, just so you know.
No. Yeah. We're getting some makeup on you today, I think, just for fun.
Yeah, it's going to come out all colorful in this dark skin.
Yeah. Little rouge, lipstick.
My wife would like to see that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, we'll get her some pictures.
Yeah.
So Kristi, how you have spent some time taking lots of photographs over here, and you do it as a business too, right? So you're out taking pictures of weddings and all kinds of different things, aren't you?
Correct.
So did you were you born with did a camera come out when you were born, or have you been doing this since you were a little kid? You really loved taking pictures, or did it develop later?
Yeah. How did you get into photography as a business?
Well, about 12 years old, my father brought out a Minolta SLR, and my eyes got enormous and fell in love with it the minute I saw it and asked, "What does it do, Daddy?" And as he's showing me the different functions at 12 years old, I said, well, for my birthday, I want a camera. So they bought me a Kodak, the rectangle Kodak camera, and I kind of went nuts. I would earn allowance to buy film, develop film, share my pictures with my friends and family, and from that point on, it was, as long as I had a camera, I was a happy girl.
Wow.
12 years old. So you've been doing this 5 years now, right?
A little bit longer.
Well, I was going to say it's got to be a little bit longer because she said develop film. There's people that are going, what is that? There's people out there that are going, what is develop film? What are they talking about?
That's true. Yeah, you better explain. Why don't you explain to our younger audience out there, what does it mean you got to save up allowance to buy film? What's that?
Well, film in the old days came in these little canisters that you stick into your SLRs or your little Kodaks or whatnot, and you have to use a little button to adjust to the next frame, basically, and still have a clicker, but click and move the little dial and to the next frame. And
see, I feel like a new millennium baby. You lost me already.
No, unfortunately, Kobe and I both know exactly what you're talking
Yes.
about.
Don't let him pull you.
But some of you out there maybe, just a little spoiled because you never had to worry about making sure the pictures were perfect because you were always worried about wasting money.
Mm-hmm.
On that developing the film, you can only get so many, so many pictures. And once you took a shot, boy, that was a spot on the film that was gone. So now it's nice. You can just look at it and get rid of it on the digital.
And have your space and don't have to worry about buying film and the whole 9 yards. Print at home.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of things. So with those changes, how does that affect your business now? I mean, in a way it's been streamlined, so I think it's more efficient. But, I know when I used to take pictures, I kind of miss being able to, do some of the things that we're not doing now. So how's that affecting your business?
Well, having digital is so much easier in a sense because literally you can take your camera and if there's a shot you don't like, you can delete it straight from the camera, or when you get back you can upload it to your computer or download it to your computer, whichever way you look at it, and then go through each shot and figure out which ones are the shots that are the shot that you want to portray and show to your friends, your family, your clients, and it makes it a lot easier.
Did you develop film before?
No, actually, no. I would pay to have it developed because in high school and college I took courses. I took photography courses and I did well with composition, lighting, and capturing my shots. But when it came to developing, with only 3 solutions, I would seem to mess it up every time. So it was easier just to go, okay, it's fine. I will send it off and have it printed, and then from my negatives, I'd print the sizes I would need from there and call that good, because when you mess up a lot of money in supplies,
True.
photography supplies, you learn real quick, maybe it's not my forte.
Yeah.
Developing.
Yeah, I like to outsource a lot of things like that as well because I know I wouldn't be good at it. So it's always good to have that option to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And digital photography gives you a lot of options.
Oh, tremendous.
You can really change up the photograph, with Photoshop and all these things nowadays. And I do remember when I got my photography merit badge in Boy Scouts.
Woohoo!
That I actually went to a photography studio, a lab, and got to develop some film. So I remember, dipping it in the solutions and hanging it up to dry and all that cool stuff. And it, for a young kid, it smelled kind of funny. I remember.
Very much so.
Yeah.
So those chemicals. You're in a little closed, dark room, with weird lights on and smelling this weird stuff.
In the dark.
In the dark, man. Yep. So it has changed a lot over the years.
Oh, yes.
So what about what else has changed with everybody being able to take photographs with their phones now and everything? When you go to a wedding, does that change the way your business is done now that everybody's got a camera?
Yeah, that would drive me nuts.
Well, it's not so bad. A lot of people, they pull out their phones or their cameras and they kind of do what they need to. But when you're a photographer and it's your business, I mean, for me, I get to take the images back and basically turn a great shot into a gorgeous shot, something that is just more artistically developed versus just a straight phone shot or I mean, whether it's a small point and shoot or whatnot. But there's a lot you can do with your digital SLR that you cannot do with a standard camera phone.
Right, and you can also enhance those while you're in your computer. You can turn them from color to black and white or crop them a certain way, or there's a lot of other enhancements that you can do with the digital.
So when you get ready to go out for let's say a wedding shoot,
Okay.
what are some of the things that you think about? I mean, in every profession, all of you out there watching or listening to us, have specific things that you have to do when you get your business going each day. And in photography, same thing, right? I mean, what you have to worry about lighting. What else do you need to prepare for a photo shoot?
Well, for a wedding, I would make sure that I have all of my batteries are charged. Obviously, make sure all of my I have what's called a compact flash card versus an SD card for memory. They hold a lot more. They're more detailed in what they can capture, and make sure they're ready to go, clean, empty, ready to go. Make sure on a wedding I bring my laptop so I can download and back up everything.
Right.
I bring my flash with extra batteries. Oh gosh.
So the reason, let me tell you why I asked the question, is because I think it's really important that you have some kind of a checklist.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like a pre-flight inspection, before you do your work every day. If you had forgotten your laptop or, forgot your memory cards, I mean, that could be devastating, correct?
Oh yes, very much so. On weddings, I bring the laptop on family shoots and other type of shoots. I typically don't bring it, but it's when you're at a bigger event, whether it's a wedding, a corporate event, even something, a baby shower or whatnot, really having something to back up right then and there, because there's a lot of shots that I capture, and I want to make sure that A, I don't lose them, and B, that we have them and they're backed up in so many places that I won't not have them.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I guess that's the benefit for digital photography, because you can have several backups without losing the initial, shot.
Oh yeah, and when you lose a roll of film, it makes you very sad. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
Because in the old days, I've lost a roll of film at an event when I was about 18 for high school, and I was not thrilled.
Yeah.
You can lose that roll of film, or it can get damaged, or it cannot process correctly.
Yep.
At least when you're with digital photography, what you see is what you get. Correct?
Yes.
And so you've got when you started this, at 12 years old, you kind of started it as a hobby, right?
Yes.
Did you have to consciously think, okay, how am I going to do this as a business? How is it going to be profitable? Or did it kind of evolve, or did you just one day say, hey, I'm going to do this as a business?
It evolved. At 12 years old, 12 and 13 and even 15 and 17, it was kind of one of those things that I did photography for myself, for my friends, for my family. A lot of it was all hobby. But looking at when I get behind the lens, just seeing what I can see that maybe someone else will never imagine seeing, I can find something and just find such beauty in the smallest thing, and just, I mean, there are times I'll get on the ground just so excited to be like, ooh, I see my shot.
Good, good.
And then as time has progressed, it was like, well, looking at the whole, history of what I've done and my future goals, it's like, well, it's time. It's evolved and it's come a long way since film.
Right.
Now, I have to ask, have you worked anywhere else, or did you just start right out with the photography business?
As a photographer?
No, just as in
business?
Do you have other jobs or anything?
Yeah. Well, I ran relocation home inspection companies, management there. I've worked at auto parts store. Typically, I've been here, there, and about. I managed an apartment complex for a number of years.
Okay,
and
so I asked that question to ask what led you? Are you still in the work environment, or are you just an entrepreneur?
I am an entrepreneur, full-time photographer now.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, so what made you make the jump? That's where I'm going to. What made you make the jump to go from going and working for somebody else to being able to branch out on your own, start your own photography business, and become that entrepreneur?
Well, being that I've been photographing friends and families for, I swear it's like eons, but it was about 2006. I was in DC for a bridal shower for a good friend of mine, and it was a big bridal shower, and I said, do you have a photographer? And she says, well, no. And I said, really? I'm like thinking there's like probably 40 people at this bridal shower, which was like blowing me away. And I said, well, I brought my camera. I said, this is what I do. And she says, well, you're a guest. You've flown all the way from California to Washington, D.C. to be here for my bridal shower. And I said, but it'll make me happy. I said, please. I'm like, I'm good. I'm like, if you give me my camera, I'm a very happy girl. So pretty much from there, I did all the photography at the bridal shower, decided to take it home, brought it home to California, did all my editing, did a scrapbook for her actual wedding gift from the bridal shower, and sent it to her, and she was about shell-shocked and said, why aren't you doing this as a business? She says, the things you've captured are just truly phenomenal, and it's something you should consider. And I told her, I said, I've thought about it, but I think it was a big, I don't want to say self-conscious enough, but confident enough in myself to make that leap. And through the years, it was, well, let's start working on portfolio, getting more and more serious about my portfolio work. And then a couple of years ago, I had a big birthday and thought, if I don't do it now, I will never.
So you started your business. So note to the listeners out there. If you do what you love to do, you won't have to work a day in your life.
Pretty much.
Right,
hey, when we come back, we're gonna take a quick break here, and when we come back, we're gonna talk some more with Kristi Harris about her family life too, and how you balance your business with your family life. And remember, if you want to watch us, if you live in Riverside County, turn on Verizon Fios channel 45 or Time Warner Cable channel 26.105, and we'll be back right after these short messages from our sponsors.
You must be your fairy godmother.
Cinderella's dream comes true because the glass slipper fits.
It fits.
In our world, the right fit can be just as important, especially when it comes to car seats. Always choose a car seat that's the right fit for your child's age and size to make sure your little pumpkin gets there safely every time.
Hop in, dear. Thank you.
For more information, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. This message has been brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Chris, can you put the video game controller down for a second?
I can talk and play. Oh, I'm totally annihilating this punk kid in Nebraska.
I just feel like you're not acting like a grown-up in our relationship.
Am too.
Well, you still ride your skateboard to work, there's the comic book collection, the race car bed.
Look, I'm young at heart, but I put money into my 401k every paycheck. I picked up a few savings tips at feedthepig.org. I have control of my financial life now, and that feels pretty grown up.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million bucks. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. For free ideas and easy tips on ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
So, I bet I look like a grown-up to you now.
Well, except for the footy pajamas, I'd have to agree.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back to the Saturday Morning CEO Radio Show.
Welcome back.
Show. Hey, that worked out really well with the little echo in the back while you're going, welcome back. It was like we planned it or something.
Yeah.
It really...
Well, I've been listening to your echo and finding out where I could fit in it.
Oh man, I'm telling you, it's like synchronized radio show.
I was going to say swimming.
We got Dora saying, just keep swimming, man.
Yeah, we haven't tackled that bucket list yet.
No, definitely not.
Not the synchronized swimming. We got yoga done.
That's right.
We got spin class done. We got gym done. Now we got to do the swimming thing.
But it's going to be summertime, so we can do that. And we can have Kristi Harris come take pictures.
That's what I'm saying.
We call that evidence.
Yeah. So, Kristi, we've talked about your, you've turned your hobby into a business. And, I like the fact that it was somebody else that said, because this happens often, somebody that makes great pies or tamales or whatever it may be, and a friend or relative says, hey, let's get you making these so we can buy them, and sell them to people. So that's what happened to you too. Is somebody said, "Hey," right?
Pretty
You know,
much.
"Hey,
Pretty much.
why don't you do this as a business?"
For a while, it seemed like a long time pipe dream, but not anything that I thought would work out. And then it was like, well, you know what? Let's really consider some of this and put it in the thought, because I love what I do, and just.
So how did your family react? Did you have a family at the time when you first started doing it as a business, or not?
Oh yes. I've been married for 21 years.
Wow,
amazing!
You were 7.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's good. Congratulations.
So, thank you. And my husband has always been very supportive, and he said to me, well, it is time, and since it's the year to do it, I turned 40. Shh.
Oh,
and
don't tell
You're still a young buck.
Yeah.
You're the youngest person in the room.
That's true.
Being my big year, it was like, well, it's time to sink or swim and take what I've loved all of my life and turn it into something bigger and better, and go for the gold. And my husband said, whatever it takes, let's do this, and let's make it work.
Good.
And I said, great, it's time.
So your business, balancing family life and business life, obviously you have a husband who supports you, which is amazing.
Yes.
That's half the battle in business. I'll tell you that right now. If you have a business out there and your spouse isn't on board with what you're doing, it makes it very difficult.
Yeah.
So with that being said, how's the balance between family life and you working your business?
You have little ones too, right? Or,
no, mine are
not
older.
So little, but they were they little when you started?
Started the business. Well, my son was 13 or 12. My son was 12, and my daughter was, I guess, 16 at the time. So now they're freshmen in high school and a freshman in college.
Wow.
So we're doing pretty good. The kids, it's a lot of, now I tend to schedule my family time around my work time.
Okay.
Which is okay. My husband and I, we've talked about it, and we've prayed about it and decided that this is what is going to be our future, and what he wants for me, for myself, because he knows it fulfills me and it makes me happy, and we work around everything. And
so
go ahead, Dennis.
Have you had any stories about times that maybe it was a challenge, between family and work? Did you ever have to take kids with you on a shoot or anything like that?
Well, there's I've had my daughter with me on. Well, she actually was helping me on a wedding a few years ago, and actually last year too. She was one of my backup photographers. And then my son, a few months back, my son wasn't feeling well, but I couldn't leave him at home because I guess we had fumigators there. We had the pest company there, so we couldn't have him in the house. So I brought him on a shoot with me to a 1-year-old's birthday. Well, birthday pre-photos for her first birthday, so they could display all the portraits around the house and around the birthday cake. And he came with me and was actually a very big help because he got to carry some of my equipment. Good. Which was kind of nice because, yeah.
Usually you have to do it by yourself.
Usually I kind of schlep it around, and I'm like, it's all good,
Nice.
I love my equipment, so no complaints.
I want to go back to, you said that you schedule time with your family, and I think that's important. People, they have an agenda and they write out a schedule and they put everything on the schedule except for time with the family. And it may sound kind of odd, but once I started scheduling my time with, okay, I'm going to spend this much time, we're going to go to a movie with my wife, or we're going to go do this, or dinner, or lunch, or a walk, or whatever it is, life got better in business.
Definitely. Yeah, I've been, between networking and business, it's really my job to network, and then also with the photography business, in order to have the time with my family, I actually put on my calendar blocks of time that is specifically just to be with my husband, or to hang out with my son, or to go meet my daughter for lunch because she's in college and I want to, have that time with them. And then there's the extended family, my brothers and sisters and in-laws, and we have to schedule time.
Right. It's absolutely imperative, in my opinion.
So unfortunately, there's some things I don't get to do, like Mother's Day. I actually had plans already for a friend's son's birthday because that was the only day I had off. So she scheduled his birthday on Mother's Day so I could be there, and my siblings decided to have a Mother's Day getting pedicures and having lunch, and I had already made these plans prior, and this was a last-minute thing, and I said, I'm going with my friend, and we're doing the birthday party because this is what I've planned for. And
Right.
Now that's something that I didn't see that angle actually. Since you do photography, you probably have to spend a lot of holidays at other people's events.
Quite a few. You know, a lot of times depending on the holiday, Veterans Day, my husband's military, I'm actually a veteran, so on Veterans Day, I've actually done photo shoots in the morning, but in the afternoon, I plan it with family and my husband, and, you know, different Memorial Day weekend, things have to be either planned or kind of have to figure out what's going on. Christmas, I actually had a shoot on Christmas morning one year. She said, this is the only time I can get my family there. Can you please come and take shots of my family, take portraits of my family? And I said, I've got between these 2 hours and the rest is with my family. And they said, oh, we would love it. And then went and did the shoot, and my family says, do it, hon. This is
good.
You know.
See, that support is amazing, and you could also, hey, I see another angle. You can actually charge a little bit extra for coming out on those days.
That's right. Yeah.
Now that you think about it.
No, that's true. So well, I just had a question in my head I wanted to ask about. Some businesses have a lot of repeat customers, and others are a lot of one-time customers.
Yes.
So I'm curious, what do you find percentage-wise are a repeat? You know, I mean, I guess a wedding. Hopefully, they're not getting married again like every month. But do you find that they use you then for other events, or are most of your photo shoots kind of a one-time with each customer?
I've had a few with one time. I've had, especially since 2012, I've had quite a few that I've continuously been in their lives, whether it's their children's birthday parties. I have one family that she was pregnant with her son in 2011, and I did her maternity shots. I had known her for a few years. This was before I started my business, and from then on out, every 6 months, I've been they're doing their family portraits, being at all the birthdays. They've had a second son. I did the maternity shots with them for that, as well as more, you know, birthdays and events. And
so what percentage of customers do you think are repeat?
I would say probably about 60%, which is
really?
Yeah, which is quite a bit.
That's pretty good actually for that type of business.
Yeah.
60% return is good, and I guess everything else probably comes from referrals.
Yes. I actually a few years back I joined an organization called Team Referral Network, and through that it's business professionals that come together, and we are basically each other's sales team. Instead of hiring one, you work with these. Yeah, you join one. You meet these people. You get to know them. You get to know them on a personal level as well as professional. That way you can refer them, and they also refer you. And I've met quite a few people through this organization, and then also belonging to the chambers and doing a lot of networking.
You actually met us through that team network.
Yes, I did. In fact, Dennis showed up. Apparently, one of my teammates took some pictures of chocolate, and Dennis says. He says he'll be there. I'm like, great, and I was like, nice.
Now, you didn't have to tell the part about that chocolate.
No, you did.
Yes, I did. He saw chocolate, I'm telling you.
I'm going to tell you why you had to tell that story, because he didn't tell me.
I didn't tell you.
He didn't tell me, and I didn't go get chocolate either, so now I'm bummed.
Oh,
so we're going to have a conversation now.
There wasn't time to call you. Chocolate was calling, and the meeting had already started, pretty much.
Put him on hold and get me on a three-way with chocolate.
Yeah, one of the members of the group took a picture of the table, and it had chocolates at everybody's plate. So I said, "Where are you?" They were just in the neighboring city in Canyon Lake, and I said, "What kind of meeting is it?" And he said, "It's a team meeting." And I had been checking out a bunch of different team meetings to see which one I wanted to join, and I said, "Well, there's chocolate there, and I'm going to go down there and visit people."
Hey, word of advice, guys. Have chocolate, we'll travel.
Exactly.
That goes for both.
Oh, yeah.
Reese's peanut butter cups, Speak of plenty.
Oh,
right.
wow, don't even say that.
I know, now I'm craving Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
So I came for the chocolate, and we got a photographer now that is at all of our TV shows for all the behind the scenes, and that's pretty darn cool. I think it was worth going there.
Heck
Absolutely.
It was
Heck yeah.
worth the calories.
We love having her part of the family, to be honest.
It's
Thank
great.
you.
It's really good because we were trying to do it with and this is a plug for any professional photographers out there too. Is we did try to do a lot of behind the scenes photos. Whoever was standing there say, "Hey, here's my phone. Take some pictures," and you think somebody was maybe standing on one leg or something trying to take pictures. They were all fuzzy.
Guilty because
not all you.
Hey, nope, guilty because I usually do the post-production back there, so I'm the person that's taking pictures a lot. So it's probably me standing on one leg.
No. The time I remember wasn't you. It was somebody else.
Oh, we're not going to name them?
No, not on the air. Are you kidding?
No.
No, I wouldn't talk about myself like that on the
Okay.
air. Yeah.
All right.
So with your family being supportive, I think that's a key, a key thing. Is that
Yes.
the same you think with all your other relatives and friends, or have they been pretty understanding with your work schedule?
For the most part, yes. I've kind of gotten a little unhappiness from a few family members when I can't be there for certain
Right.
events that they plan very short notice, and I apologize, and then they realize we understand. They do love me, so they said, we get it, you've already planned this time, and if something changes, please let us know and be there. And I said, sure,
Yeah.
My dad had a big sign on his door to his office, which was in our garage area, and it said, "Your lack of planning does not constitute an emergency on my part."
Exactly. Exactly.
Very true.
So
Yeah.
you can't feel guilty if somebody didn't plan properly.
Yeah. Well, Mother's Day. Mother's Day was. I felt so bad that I couldn't be there, but at the same point, my friend planned her son's birthday party, just so I could be there, and
Right.
she felt kind of odd planning it on Mother's Day, but I said, you know what? I said, visit him. I'll have my family with me. We'll come down to San Diego and let's have a great time.
It's because you love what you do.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, that's the thing that, in a few minutes here we'll be going to a break, but when we come back from break, I really want to spend some time talking about just that, doing what you love to do, and what are the steps then for, someone that's wanting to start a new business, whether it be photography or something else. What things did you have to do to figure out how to keep your books and do your taxes and get referrals from people, all that kind of stuff. So, but before we go to break, I do want to ask you if what did you do with your skills? Because everybody has to have skills for their job.
Mm-hmm.
So did you do some training, some schooling? Did you study under somebody else? What did you do to get your skills up or continually try to improve your skills?
Well, a lot of I started off. I'm pretty much self-taught. I know a lot of photographers don't like to claim they are, but I am self-taught. I have taken courses through high school and through college. I've done some certification type programs down in San Diego. We were stationed there for many years, and from there it was, take those skills and apply what I know already, and then enhance them by learning new techniques and learning different ways, different angles. And I do a lot of research between reading, internet, just really going out there and checking a lot out to make sure that either I'm up on what's new and exciting out there, because there are one of the things now is high dynamic range. Apparently that's huge right now, especially when it comes to like real estate. Everyone wants their real estate in high dynamic range, and
what does that mean?
Yeah, I was going to say I have no idea what that is.
Well, it's just a certain style that emphasizes. Oh gosh, how do I explain it? Emphasizes if it's a home or inside the home. It gives it a special kind of look that really just brightens it, but also gives it a lot of depth.
Kind of like HD.
Yes.
Okay. Got
Okay.
it.
Yes.
That makes sense.
It gives it. Yeah. I would say that.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Well, look, we're going to go to break here in a minute, and so when we come back, we're going to talk more with Kristi Harris, and we'll talk about what you can do with your business to try, get it started. Some of you are just starting a business out there, and need to know what to do. So Kristi has done that, and she'll give you some tips and ideas right after we get back from these short messages from our sponsors.
For the California Dental Association, Kristi Yamaguchi.
As an Olympian and daughter of a dentist, I know the importance of having healthy teeth and a bright, healthy smile. Tooth decay is the #1 childhood disease, more than asthma and obesity. That's why a new state law requires that kindergartners receive a dental checkup. So parents, prepare your children for school. Take your child to see a dentist. It'll make you smile too.
For more information, call 800-CDA-SMILE.
Do you suffer from the heartbreak of brain rot, feeling bored, sluggish, listless, not had a new idea in days, using electronic gizmos without a clue why they work? Now there's help. Ham radio, guaranteed to stimulate your corroding neurons and open a whole new world of excitement. To learn more about ham radio, go to helloradio.org.
Side effects of ham radio usage include mental stimulation, desire for education, new career paths, understanding of technology, and cases of addiction have been reported. If you experience any of these symptoms, you're welcome.
Ham radio. It's not your granddaddy's radio anymore.
They were outnumbered, out-equipped. They had no chance of winning, but they had one huge advantage: General George Washington.
The fate of unborn millions will now depend, under God, on the courage and conduct of this army. We have to resolve to conquer or die.
Just as the leadership of one man helped form a nation, today leadership can transform the world. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Hey, you should know some of Saturday Morning Radio's secrets to success. We chose Branding Group to design and host our website because they fulfill web design with integrity. They've had clients like Crocs Shoes, Ford, and Chrysler. They're the real deal. Alex and his full-time programmers are easy to work with. After our free site analysis, they helped us with mobile applications for iPhone and Android. Find them at smradio.org/web. They are a proud sponsor of the Saturday Morning Foundation.
It's like FM without the commercials. It's like XM without the quality. It's AM 1620, the Eagle Radio Network.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back to the Saturday Morning CEO Radio Show. Show. Oh, you missed your cue. Man.
Oh, sorry, I was putting a bow on myself.
Oh, hey, this is my bow friend here for those of you that are watching.
You know, I like my little bow. It gives me a nice little accent on my chocolate skin.
It's good. It's good. For those who are just listening, he's wearing a little white bow on his bald head. But he's living in the present.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
I think pink would be better.
Hey, pink is. I got a pink tie on today.
You know?
Today is National Pink Tie Day.
Hey,
did you know that?
Pink is in. I didn't know today was National Pink Tie Day.
Yeah, I just made it.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, you didn't share that with me, so I don't wear my pink tie.
So, yeah, you know, I just make stuff up here on the radio show. Make up rules. It's a lot of fun, isn't it?
And you see how gullible I am? I just fall for it.
He was going for it, that's for sure. Hey, so if you're trying to start a business out there, we know that some of you have maybe you've lost a job and you're trying to find a new one, and they're playing hide and seek right now. It's hard to find one, and if you're lucky, you got a little bit of money maybe to put in to start up a business. And so let's find out from Kristi if if that's possible. Well, I guess it is. You've done it, right?
Yes.
So what are some of the steps you think that someone should take when they're trying to start a business? Let's say they got something they love. Let's say it's photography, because that's what you know best. What are some of those early stages of starting that up as a business?
Well, first I did some research to find out, what kind of if there was any kind of degree programs or certifications I needed as a photographer to start a business, because there are some companies, if you start, you do need formal training, and I wanted to make sure that the training I've had, is not going to, since mostly it's self-taught in some training courses, I don't have a degree in photography per se, but to make sure that I'm still able to have a business.
So did you need one?
Apparently no. I actually called Sacramento and to find out some information, because I wanted to make sure if I was able to do it, and I wanted to do it the right way.
And Sacramento answered the phone?
Sacramento answered the phone.
Whoa.
I called, oh gosh, who did I call? There was a number when I called.
Who are you going to call?
I know. It's some big people in Sacramento. Not the
governor.
The governor, but I guess some of his people.
The governor over photography.
Yes, and basically, ask them questions about, what do I need to start my business? What is recommended? Are there any laws regarding not having a degree per se? Because I wanted, if I was going to do it, I want to do it the right way. And when it all came down, they said, technically, you do not need a degree. You actually do not even need a business license, which kind of surprised me. They said more people will take you seriously if you have a business license.
Right.
And you do the legwork, but they said, surprisingly, you do not need it. However, you do need to go through the city you live in, and not the business license aspect, but they told me I needed to basically file with them that I was a working photographer. I also need to go through the Board of Equalization for my sales tax usage and whatnot, to make sure that,
So what do you have, sales tax isn't, I know they're trying to tax services, but
yes.
So they can't tax the actual service of taking photographs, but
no.
When you sell, I guess, the prints and things like that, then you're having to charge tax on it. Is that correct?
Those are taxed, but anything tangible. What it came down to is, when I do a photo shoot, say I come on and Kobe, we're doing a photo shoot with your new wife. After I during the photo shoot, there's nothing taxable. However, because I provide a disc and then what I call a brag book, which is anywhere from 24 to 36 prints, in a little book to kind of give you an idea of what's on your disc. Because it's a tangible item, I then have to actually charge tax, and I have to charge tax on the entire amount that I charge, even though those are included.
Okay,
so,
gotcha. Interesting. So that's through the state, the Board of Equalization. Is that right? Yep.
Yes, California State Board of Equalization. It was the only time I do not have to charge tax is if it's if I send everything electronically and there's nothing tangible. So if we come and do headshots and I email you all of your images and there's no other anything being printed or any discs involved, then I can do it non-taxable, and I don't get taxed on it either. However, anything else I do get taxed on as well, and I'm required to charge tax.
So you brought up some good points. Whatever kind of business it is that you're wanting to start, if you'll find out what the requirements are first. I mean, that's I'm sure it's not the same case if you wanted to open a doctor's office. They probably like you to be a doctor, haven't gone to maybe medical school. Something like
Just
that.
A bit.
Yeah, I have a few credentials.
Yeah.
Yes.
I watched some YouTube videos, and I understand how to diagnose because of the TV show Strange Diseases or something.
Or Dr. Oz.
Great anatomy.
That's right. So you do have to check it out and see what's required, business license wise, sales tax wise, and how about keeping an accounting of things? How you do that yourself? Do you have somebody help you with accounting or taxes?
I actually do it myself. In the past, I've also done some accounting through the relocation home inspection company I worked with over 10 years ago. But because I knew how to take books, and I also pretty much manage my household's money, I'm pretty good about keeping track of everything and making sure that everything's accountable for. And when it comes times to tax time, because even though I do pay through California State Board of Equalization for taxes, I still file every year, federal and state, because that's part of your annual, obligation anyway, which is fine. But
So you did a Schedule C for your business, or
pretty much.
like
And
that?
then I print out the profit and loss statement. I have other printouts. I use a program called Quicken. I worked with QuickBooks in the past. Decided that it was a little more detailed than I truly needed for my business, since I'm technically one person. If there was more employees on my payroll, and if I actually had people I was paying, then it would be a little bit different. But
Right.
since it's primarily me, I didn't need some of the functions that QuickBooks had, and I looked into different programs and found Quicken was a great little program for home and business office, and I worked through that and print up detailed reports. So when I go to my tax guy, I said, "Here you go," and they said, "Wow, you're pretty organized." And I said,
Good.
"I try."
Nice. Now, quick question for you. We've talked about all the ups and what makes it great being in business, but what are the challenges that you've had in business, as far as what's been difficult for you as far as running your own photography business?
Oh gosh, I would say some of the difficult. Well, if certain clients, if they cancel on me when I've scheduled time, I've actually lost jobs because I've had 3 different clients want the same day someone else had, and then they up and cancel within 30 minutes of a session.
Well, do you have a fee for that? A cancellation fee, I would say.
As of right now, no. I have decided to change that because, unfortunately, it's. I've had a few people up and do that very last minute, and I do request if you do need to reschedule at least 72 hours in advance, because if I do, as long as you know that you need to cancel on me, there are other people that I've had clients ready and going, "We'll take that spot, just let us know." So I'm going to be changing a few things. But unfortunately,
yeah, probably a deposit and a cancellation fee in your contract will probably correct a lot of those issues.
Oh yes, for bigger events, yes. There is a cancellation fee for bigger events. For a family session, a portrait session, or headshot session, I typically don't. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to start doing that because, unfortunately, last minute cancellations, it takes that time frame away for another possible client that also wants that same time frame.
Right.
And I mean, I've had people the day before say, "If it opens up, let me know."
Well,
if something comes up. But
yeah, wouldn't you say that's part of your business too, is to continually evaluate, where you're at and
Yes.
what you need to be doing to improve a little bit more all the time?
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's good. And so tell us, tell us how people can get in touch with you, because I'm sure that they're going to appreciate, getting to know you and having you. Sorry, I played with the mouse over here and I turned everything off.
It shocked me. I was like,
I know. You guys got the pause on the air because we were all looking up and what happened? Dennis was playing with the mouse. So
Dennis, leave the mouse alone.
So tell us how people can get in touch with you.
You can find me on Facebook, Photography by Kristi. You can also find me. My website is photographybychristi.smugmug.com, all lowercase, which is photographybychristi.smugmug.com. You can also reach me by my email, which is the letter KC Harris, KCHARRIS, Pix, PIX, @yahoo.com. Again, Casey Harris Pix @yahoo.com.
Good.
And my phone number is area code 858-245-1436. It might throw you off. It's a San Diego number. However, I do live in the Temecula Valley.
That's good. So hopefully, now don't call her. I guess if they're in Europe and they're willing to pay for you to come over there, you might be all right with that.
If you want to fly me out, I have my passport.
There you go.
Nice.
But please make allowances to bring my husband, because he'll need to carry all of my equipment.
There you go. There you go. Hey, that could be a nice little vacation.
I'm telling you.
And you need to be out there for a week for a one-day shoot, right?
Yes, exactly.
And it's all tax write-off.
Yeah,
Very
that's
much
true.
so.
Business trip. well, I won't say if I've had any business trips like that or not. And is NSA and IRS, do they talk to each other?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, everybody talks to everybody.
Oh, yeah. There's eyes and ears everywhere.
Yeah, just assume Big Brother is watching and
Always.
listening.
Yes, so we're on the internet. We're everywhere, including the International Space Station. So if you guys need some photos up there, just call Kristi, and she'll take the next flight up.
It'll be 5 figures.
Well, unless you want me into space, it might be at least a couple more figures for there too.
Yeah, very true, very true. So tell us a little bit about what do you think of all the things we've talked about? You know, with starting a new business and trying to balance with your family and all the things we've covered today. What can you think of that would be the best advice that you would give someone that's listening right now?
So if you're looking to go after a dream, go after your passion, if you're looking for a way to, whether it's make more income, to make an income, if it's a passion of yours, go after your dream. Do the research. Find out what is required, what you need to do to accomplish that first starting goal of starting your corporation, your business, taking your passion to the next level. Do the research. Talk to your city, your council. Find out if you need to call Sacramento if you're in California. Do the research, because then you'll know what's needed, what's required. If it's a type of business you can do, because apparently there's some businesses out there you can't.
Yeah, but, no, we won't go to the illegal things.
Yeah, we won't go to those.
No,
but it's do your research.
Yeah,
but follow
your
dream.
Passion is something that's legal, right?
Oh yes, and if it's a passion that's obviously legal, go after your dream, because you're really not. I mean, when I go to a job, it's not a job to me. I have so much fun. I get behind my lens and I feel like my eyes light up even behind the lens, and I'm looking through the eye hole, just with one eye through this eye hole, and my whole demeanor just changes because I get very excited over the different things I see. And if it's something you're passionate about, it's not really a job. It really is an adventure. I mean, just enjoying every bit about it.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's really good. And we joked about illegal businesses, but I do want to mention that
Kobe has one. No, don't do that.
No, I promised I wouldn't say anything on the air about it. I know, but no, I've done lots of at-risk youth seminars for entrepreneurship, and I remember the very first time that I made, and I won't say a name, but this young man was in class. We kind of went around the room the first day and asked who had business experience, and I explained the business experience might be anything from a lemonade stand to selling candy at school that they brought, or selling their lunch or whatever it is.
That was a pretty broad description there.
I did. I opened it up for anything, and so people, shared some of those experiences. And then this one kid in the back, he looked at me and he was going to knock my legs out from under me. That was his goal. So he said, "Well, I just got out of the slammer." And spent 3 years there for doing drugs and stealing cars. Wow. And he told me the whole thing. He kind of sat back there like waiting for me to say, "Okay, next." and I didn't. I kind of listened to the little whisper inside, and I said, "Well, it sounds like you've got some great experience marketing. You've built a network of people." I said, "You've learned a lot about business." I said, "We just have to learn how to help you now work within the bounds of the law and run a successful business with the tools that you already have."
I agree. I think that there's a lot of people in that environment that have a lot of business savvy skills that they just haven't been put in the right place or around the right people to turn that into the right thing.
Right. And photography is one of those things that, if there's an interest in it, that like you said yourself, you don't have to go to school to start a business doing it. And, if you've had some trouble getting a job for whatever reason, then looking at a business, idea is definitely a way to go.
Your passion will carry you.
Yes.
Your passion will carry you to get whatever information that you need, whether it's going to school or doing the self-research. Your passion will carry you. So if it's something that you truly love to do, your passion will carry you to wherever destination you're trying to get to.
Yeah, it's true. You know, if you start working in a business because you want to make money and try to create a passion out of it, it's just not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's about money, it'll run out, because once you get the money, then you're not going to be happy with what you're doing because you've already accomplished that goal. It's got to be deeper than that.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. And you know, the other thing is, you know, that you also have to have a good team of people around you too. And Kristi talked about the support that she gets from her family and stuff. But are there other photographers that you look up to that maybe you've learned some things from?
Yeah, and who's your mentors, your business mentors, and who do you look up to? It's got to be somebody that influences you to be who you are.
Well, a lot of it. My dad is one of my mentors, and was as a kid. I had a photography teacher in 11th grade that was brilliant, and that had taught me quite a bit until we got to the whole developing time frame. But because that was difficult. But you know, just finding the different things and learning the different aspects, and you know, asking questions. There's actually a local photographer in Temecula named Dale Simmons, he's another mentor of mine. I've talked with him on many occasions of different ideas and gotten feedback, and I really look forward to, you know.
Yeah, hearing from them.
Well, yeah, because there are people that have been in the business 40 and 50 years, but they're actually in the business for, you know, I mean, I've been, for 30 years now, and it's, but it hasn't been a business for 30 years. But looking at someone who's currently been doing it for 30 and 40 years.
But that experience is part of your business now, though.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
That experience is important. You know, it's 30 years of experience.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it's a milestone.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. Hey, well, we're gonna head out of here pretty soon, and then we're gonna come back again next week. So we want you to stay tuned. Do we know who's gone next week or not?
Next week is Tim Harris.
Tim Harris on radio?
For radio.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
I didn't know that. Wow, very good. Well, we just had Tim Harris on television not long ago, and in fact, he'll play this Saturday as well if you're watching this live. Tim Harris owns his own restaurant in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and he is the only person that owns a restaurant in the world that we're aware of who has Down syndrome.
And he's adorable.
He's great.
He's adorable.
He's great. Michelle and I are going to go visit him, and you guys are all welcome to join us, too. We're going to go out there in, I think it's August or something.
Yeah, I saw that. That's going to be a hard time for me.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll eat some food for you and get a hug from him. He loves giving hugs.
Yes, he does.
Hey, well, speaking of hugs, we're going to give each other a big hug here and head on out for the week. Kristi, thanks for being on our show. We loved all the great words that you shared with us.
Yeah, thank you, Kristi. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
And so just to remind you a few things, feel free to go visit our website, smradio.org. And while you're there, there's a little box on the left-hand side, and put your name and email address in there and kind of be updated on what's going on. And we would love to keep you informed about future shows. There's also archives on that site. And remember, too, that if it's a Saturday, you can watch us also from 9:30 to 10:30. The Saturday Morning Success Talk Show. See you next week.
See you next week.